Hey, good evening, good morning, good night, good day, wherever you are in your world. Coming in live tonight, letting a couple people come into the room before I introduce myself. Hope everybody's having a beautiful, wonderful day, evening, night. And the reason why I go through all of those is because, I have a lot of people connected with me from all over the world, so that are fairly international and local, so I always want to address. I know you, in some places it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, some places it's afternoon. Hey, Shiggy, how you doing? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Congratulations again. Letting a few more people come into the room. I'm trying to also share this post out. I thought it would be pretty good. Hello, Uni. How are you? Oh my goodness, it's phenomenal to see you. I haven't. I think it's been a little bit since I've talked to you last. So I hope all is well and sending positive vibes your way. Letting a few more people come in the room. Yesterday, I just want to tell you I had a phenomenal time. It was my birthday, my born day, my earth day, my solar return day, my energy day, and it was amazing. I spent time with family, and I had an Ethiopian dinner party, and it was so awesome. So I had a lot of family come over. I did a whole spread. I did some vegan appetizers as well, and then I kind of let them have some of my vegan drinks and such. And they were a little bit on the fence about the Ethiopian dinner, but they tried it out. A lot of my family, they loved it. Some people were just like, I loved everything except for the injera, because the injera is kind of like a sponge. It's like they basically teff, which is one of the like healthiest flours ever, and salt and water. And so I absolutely love it. I can stack up on that and make so many different meals with that. But I had a phenomenal, beautiful time. And I spent it with my cousin Nicole, because Nicole and I have our birthdays. Her birthday is like 2 days after mine. So what we always did since we were little girls is we celebrated our birthdays together. So hey, Christo. So hey, Alicia, Sarah. And so when we celebrate, since we were little, we've always celebrated them. And so today I was like, hey, just want everybody to come together, Nicole. So I had like our names written on, like, happy born day to Nicole and Tanisha, like every single year. And I don't even think we missed a beat. So, and so even though she's having a birthday, like actual birthday in the next day or two, no, tomorrow, is going to still be her and my birthday and her birthday together. So I love that about like family. So that's one thing. Hey, yes, Alicia. So like family is like so dope to me. But yeah, so we have some people coming in the room. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Is a topic of social cleansing. All right. My name is Tanisha Portier. I came on tonight to just share some things with you. As some of you know, first of all, I am the Chief Energy Officer of Vegan Mouth and Fruit and Veggie Mama. Fruit and Veggie Mama, I create educational and fun ways for adults and children to learn about eating plant-based foods and making it fun, as well as being allergy sensitive for a lot of families looking for alternative foods that are all plant-based and cruelty-free. And Vegan Mouth is just a spinoff of Fruit and Veggie Mama, where we decided, hey, there's so many people that have allergies. There's so many people that are looking for foods that they want it more accessible. And so now what I've done was actually created products where people are able to purchase and buy. So not only vegan cheesecakes, but they can get cuisines, desserts, and drink. So I wanted to put it all in one. So that's a little bit about me, but that's not what I'm talking about today. Today I'll give you a little bit of Tanisha and some of my thoughts on another topic. And today what I want to talk about is social cleansing. 5 tips to let toxic people go and literally take care of yourself. And let me tell you why I just like said, let me talk about this today. And I'm going to start doing a little more live videos, but you may see it more on my page, my Fruit and Veggie Mama page. But my coach, he sent a text, and I'm going to try to find it. It was just a simple text today, but my coach sent this text, and in our group, and let me see, let me just try to find it. He said, what's the biggest lesson you learned in this year in 2017? That was the question. And the first thing that came to my mind, let me be frank with y'all today. I'm about to be real frank. Like the first thing that came to my mind, it was just nothing like cool. I just like, it was just, I was cussing. I was straight cussing when that question came up. And it was just like, what's the biggest lesson I learned this year in 2017 was F them and take care of yourself. Like literally toxic people, forget about them. You know, I'm gonna keep it real clean. Cause I mean, that's not normally like my tone of conversation. That's not normally how I talk. But let me just tell you, like, hey, what's up? Now, what's your other name? Dwayne. What's up? What's going on? I got people from the Bahamas checking in. What's going down, fam? So, but when the text came, that was the first thing that came to mind was forget about people. But that wasn't forget about, it was the F word straight up. I'm gonna just keep it clean tonight and just do you. Take care of yourself. Let toxic people go. And I'm gonna leave it like that. That's the title of it. You have got coming into 2017. I mean, finishing off that year, this year, it has been a beautiful, phenomenal, wonderful year, right? But then again, there's so many things that I have learned, but that was the first thing that stuck out to me. There was nothing else that came in mind. It wasn't, your gifts will make room for you. It wasn't, God is on the throne. No, it wasn't even that. It was like, forget about them. Let them go and take care of yourself. This year, 2000, not even, okay, forget about New Year. Think about it today. Forget about people and take care of yourself. Not meaning neglect your responsibilities. Not meaning neglect your family. Not meaning, just forget everybody. I'm going to do my own thing. No, I'm not talking about that. Like on the highest point. What I'm mentioning is some people that literally drain you from who you are. And I'm going to go right into it. I would love for you all to chime in to, this is going to be interactive. So my first question is, how many of you know toxic people that are in your circle, at your job, in your family, in your connections, that when you see them, they literally like drain you? It's like a trance and you don't want to be around them. You don't want to really have no communication with them, but you just have to, in some form or another, work with these people. And if you have, I would love for you to comment in this section, because I want to know if I'm the only one. Because if I'm the only one, I'm about to just shut this off right now. But I feel like if some of my replay viewers come on, they'll be able to identify with at least one thing that I'm going to mention tonight. And I'm going to go through five quick tips, and this is personal for me. And so my first thing that I want to say, my first tip in social cleansing is to stop hiding. Stop hiding. And when I say hiding, I mean who you really are as a person. So we say, who really are you? What, okay, I'm a woman, I have family. No. That's surface. I'm like, who are you in your thoughts? Who are you in your mind? What is it that you love to do? What is it that makes you happy? What is it that makes you smile? What is it that brings you joy? What is it that you love to do better than anybody else? And when you do it, it just makes you feel so good, but you don't really want to share with nobody because they might think that you're like a little bit, quirky, or, you're a little bit like, oh, that guy over there is like in a whole nother lane, or this lady over here, she cool, but she just need to stay in this box that I have her in. And what I want to say to you all is, and to myself, we got to stop this. We got to stop this shutting ourselves down, playing small, letting people feel, just really at the point where we feel like if we just keep quiet, if we just stay in our little box, in our little hole, don't rock the boat of who we naturally are, and we hide, and we don't let people know how good we are in a certain area, or we don't let people get into our world, whereas we have so many creative talents and gifts, and there's so many things that we think about, when no one's in the room, like, man, I really know that I'm really good at this, but if I start to tell people, how I would actually love to be in this area in my life, or with my job, or with my business, people might just start to laugh at me, or try to correct me, or put me down. So what the best thing for me to do is to protect myself. That is to hide, to not act like, this is nothing that I really want to do. When you know everything about you, you know who you are, you know what you love to do, and you know that if you present this to the people that are in your circle, and they might not be the healthiest circle that you're in, they're going to shoot you down with negative words or negative comments. They're going to play like different types of mind games. What do you think? You can't do that. You can't be that type of person. You are already stuck. Why are you trying to do all of that? Who you think like you dragging it out? Literally, these people make you want to go back and hide into your shell. I'm like, forget it. Forget about them, and you got to break off, and you got to turn over a whole new leaf. You got to come out of your shell, and you cannot worry about what people are going to say about you, because people will make you feel so insecure about yourself. But the one thing I can tell you is nobody can downgrade you. Nobody can make you feel a certain type of way without your permission. So that doesn't mean that if somebody says something negative to you, that you're giving them permission to say that to you. No, that only means that if someone actually says some negative words or a comment or makes you feel a certain way, that doesn't mean that you have to take it personal. In the book, 4 Agreements, that I've been absolutely loving, it talks about don't take things personal, because a lot of times people say things to hurt you or to make you crawl back up into a shell, is because it's the way that they're feeling. And so the things that they say, they want to reflect off of to you, but it's all about them. So stop hiding, stop trying to people please, and just come out of your shell. Realize the things that you love to do are the things that you love to do, and own it. Do it. If it's something that you are creatively great with, show the world. If you're too scared to kind of start off in your workplace, start off at home. If people knock you at your house, start off with a really good friend that you know is not going to hate on you. Start off with somebody, a whole new group. Sometimes, straight up. I mean, for me, sometimes you got to go to a whole new group, a whole new type of friendship, a whole nother community where people maybe don't know who you are, so that you can have a fresh new start. And it can be a phone call away. It could be a social media group away. It could be a mentor or a coach away. But you have to realize that you cannot continue to hide yourself, your true self. Time out for all of that. Time out for all of that. You have to stop hiding and become and do everything that you love to do unapologetically. All right. So that's tip number 1. There's probably tons of it. If you have a tip, go ahead and throw it in the comment section, because you could be helping me or somebody else. Number 2, which kind of flows off of number 1. You got to stop caring. You gotta stop. Now, please understand the difference between what I am saying. I am not saying give up your responsibilities. I'm not saying just, leave people in the dirt. I'm not saying to just, be shifty and turn on people. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, a lot of us give until we can't give no more. And we're completely drained. We're completely tired. We are exhausted, and we don't see the fruit of our results. Because what I feel is a lot of times we're giving in the wrong area. Now, at another point, when we do give, you can't always expect to reap what you're giving in the same area or within the same person, because sometimes if you think about it, and if you are spiritual, you got to think about your grandparents or your mother and your father, those people who have given, or let's take it to this point, who have prayed and prayed and prayed over their grandchildren and their children and their children's children, who have done all of those praying. They may not have seen the outcome of their prayers. They may have gone, on to the next level in life. They may have passed away, but they might have not seen the things that they prayed, or they've not probably have not seen the things that they prayed for. But then when you come into your family, you notice that as you grow up, all the things that you have been saved from, all the things that you have been protected from, are all the things that they've prayed away in your life. So what I'm saying is, but at the same time, when we give physically so much to so many people, and you know that it's not appreciated, or when you have basically just worn yourself out to the point where you're hoping that someone is able to recognize the effort and the love and the joy that you've put into a project, whether it's at work, whether it's with a group of friends, whether it's an event in the community, and you then start to see people taking advantage of your skills, of your wisdom, of the things that you own, and you have to realize that no, you got to take a step back. You have to either stop caring, or you have to take what you have and you have to move it over into a different direction. Because if you keep pouring yourself into other people, into other things, and you know that they don't care anything about you but to suck you dry, you're going the wrong way. So I'm telling you, you gotta sometimes things that people say about you, because when you do that, what it does is it just plays in your mind. Again, it's like a recorder. It starts to play that negative thought, the negative conversation that someone may have said. It could have been at work where you didn't do such a great job with your numbers of like getting enough employees or getting people to register for X amount of products. Whatever it is, sometimes you gotta take care of business, but sometimes you gotta let that stuff go. You gotta stop caring. You can't let things completely break you down, because when you do, that only creates a spiral effect, and everything is in your mind. You win or you lose in your mind. So when you stop caring about so many things that have pulled you down for so long, all of a sudden you feel a release. And you are lightly lifted up, and you're like, yo, look, you have had me down so long. And remember, nobody can actually pull you down. You've given that person permission. So once you cut that off, once you let it go, and once you stop taking things personal, you are now able to begin to fly. You're elevated on a whole nother level. So that's the second step. First, you stop hiding. You stop hiding who you are. Second, you stop caring about what everybody is saying about you. What's up, Pasha? That's our other coach. She's so dope, y'all. You got to check her out. And third, you have to show who you truly are, because a lot of times, like I said, we close ourselves up because we're afraid of, who's going to say this about me? Who's watching me? Oh my gosh, I feel like I want to close up. I'm not going to raise my hand because my question might not, be as intelligent as the next person, or what I'm going to say, they might laugh at me. So, it's better that I either, I'll wait till everybody done and then I go up and, say what I got to say. No, do it then. Say what you got to say then. Do what you got to do now. Stop waiting. Stop hiding. Stop caring, and do what you got to do. Let me tell you something. Let me reintroduce you to Tanisha Portier. I am a whole nother person, but at the same time, every day I'm getting better and better in every way. I'm not perfect by a long shot. Like, it's so many things that is wrong, and areas, so many things that I can fix. But guess what? I'm not even tripping. I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do, because I know if I let myself get stuck in that shell, if I let myself stay stagnant and just, melancholy, not doing anything, where is that going to put me in 2018, 19? I'm not about to be here. You're going to see a whole nother Tanisha. But at the same time, I know now what the cause is. And there's a cause and there's an effect. And you gotta do some social cleansing. You gotta do social cleansing on your social media pages. You gotta do social cleansing in your circle. Because some people gotta be qualified. You cannot sit up here and go into 2018 letting all these people in your circle, letting all these people tell you, giving you opinions on how you should run your business. And they ain't even an entrepreneur. Like, letting people tell you how you should run your page and how many pictures you should be posting up. Are you kidding me? See, right, I wouldn't, like 2 months ago, last month, I would have never said anything like this on my post. You would see the smiley Tanisha. Now listen, I am a very happy, very amicable person. At the same time, I'm at the point now where I'm just like, look, I'm ready to not only social cleanse, but to walk into my greatness. And as I walk into this greatness, you're going to see who I really am. I'm going to start peeling off layers. I'm going to start letting y'all know, like, this is what it is, and I'm going to keep moving. I'll tell your friend, I don't care who it is, but I'm about to be completely frank and completely upfront, about everything. And like I said, even if I don't have my life together in some of the areas, I'm going to keep moving, because why would I stop? Why would I stop now? Why would you stop now? Why would you let yourself go? Stop closing yourself up and go. Run, walk, crawl, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you got to do, but run in your leadership. I don't care if you got to drag yourself up every morning. I don't care if you got to sit in the mirror and say, I am so beautiful today. I love myself. I am great. I am worthy. I am phenomenal. Everything I need is in my reach. Everything I need is inside of me. You got to change the vocabulary. You got to change your mindset. You got to change the thoughts that you think when you get up in the morning. Another tip, I'm starting to read more. I'm starting to decipher more. I'm starting to discern more. And, I can tell you, I love social media. But one thing I'm noticing as I'm learning and I'm growing, I'm a life learner. Yes. As well as my time, I'm learning is sacred. And the first thing in the morning, normally what I love to do, and I'm an early bird. When I say early bird, like, I'm probably up at like 2:00 in the morning. But one of the first things that I'm learning whenever I get up is not to touch that phone, not to touch your social media pages. You know why? You know why this is important for social cleansing? Because when you're going on your page and you're going through your Instagram, your Snapchat, you're looking at the likes, you're looking at the comments, you're looking at who says this. That's determining how you're going to feel for the rest of the day. Okay, who said this? What happened here? That's already news that's been embedded in your mind, and you haven't even got your thoughts together. You haven't even meditated. You haven't even prayed. You haven't even opened your Bible. You haven't even got into yourself before you letting the social media and people start to communicate and talk about X, Y, and Z. And that's the time you need to just be quiet, drink your water, stretch your body, pray, meditate, and decide the rest of your day, your home court advantage. That's what you have. You got to map. My coach says you got to start your day before it ends. Like, literally, and all the stuff that he's always said, and all the stuff that my group does. I've been in this group for like a while, but I'm just now starting to like pull this stuff out, like reaping the harvest. I'm just now like, let me get all this stuff. Let me go back. Instead of me trying to do like brand new stuff, let me go back and see what my coach said. Let me go back and see what this person that's mentoring me said. Let me go back and see what my advisor told me to do. Instead of let me start this, no, I had to go back and like literally realize that there's some things that I don't need to do, or you don't need to do, other than what you've already had laid out. And so we think, okay, for me personally, if I jump to this and then jump to that and then this and that, it's not consistent. And another area of my life is I'm just working on being more consistent in your area of influence. It has to be a why. It has to be something that even on your days where you don't want to do it, that pulls you to say, you know what? No, I got to make this change. I got to keep doing this. I got to take this out of my life. Otherwise, it's just going to pull me down completely. So you got to realize you got to bring it back and you got to center it in. You have to take that time knowing that, boom. Number 3 is to show your true self. In order to do that, you got to pull away from social media. You have to pull away from all the different the aspects for a moment. I'm not saying don't get on it all day, because you might see me posting, but you best to believe I've took the time out to center who I am, center what I'm going to do today. I done had a conversation with myself. I done talked to God. I done did what I needed to do. So those are some things that I'm doing when I say social cleansing. And I'm also speaking to myself, but I'm speaking to you. If it's resonating with anybody, all I would like to see is like a like button. If you catch it on the replay, I thank you for tuning in. I'm talking about social cleansing, 5 tips to let go of toxic people in your life and take care of yourself. The first thing I touched on was, you've got to stop hiding. Second thing was stop caring. And the third, which I just mentioned, you have to show your true self and who you are. The fourth thing is going to be really important for healing when you're social cleansing, and not just social media. It can go into other areas. But the other thing that I think is imperative is to release people. Okay? So when you think about releasing people and just the connections that you might have with people, when they are no longer serving you, or if something that you're watching on TV, if something that you're watching on social media, if something that is just, after you get done watching it, you might have had a thrill when you were watching it, but then when you got done, like your whole day, the rest of your day was like off because of the energy that you allowed from what you were watching, or the conversations that you've involved yourself in, now has like, girl, you hear that, or X, Y, and Z, and then all of a sudden, the rest of your day is going back because you're breathing in negative energy, having conversations about people you don't have no business talking about. So what? Leave folks alone. That's another thing we got to stop talking about folks. We have to stop talking, because we got to start realizing that everybody is on their whole, they're doing the best that they can with what they have. And if people haven't, changed, it's on their path. They're eventually going to get there. The people that want to change are going to change. That don't mean that you have to be right there with them. Sometimes you got to pray for people across the street. You don't got to be in the same environment with the people. You don't have to be going out, hanging, going in the club. If that's what you want to do you. But you don't have to stay in those areas where you know that people are going to literally pull you down. So you have to release people. And when I say release people, sometimes you just slowly, like, you don't have to like tell everybody, hey, girl, I can't talk to you no more. Actually, no, you just, sometimes it's just a click. You just click delete. You click. I heard that Facebook got a app that says you can take a break from people. Now, I ain't seen it yet, but somebody told me you can actually take a break from people on social media. I said, well, as soon as I find it, I'm going to sure use it, and a lot of you people, you might take a break from me. But what I'm saying is, you sometimes just have to let people go. And when you let them go, you let them go in love. You release them to find their path. You release them to find their journey. You release them so that you can get to where you need to be. Because sometimes you can't carry a whole load on your back all the time, and then try to keep going and try to keep moving to the mountain that you're going to. Because let me tell you, when I tell you, you got to qualify people, because some of the people is not connecting with you because of the people that you're around. So when I say some people want to work with you, some people want to help you to get to other levels, but when sometimes the people that you're dealing with disqualifies you from the places that you need to go. And I say this from personal experiences. I say, and a lot of the things that I'm able to regurgitate is because of experience and the people that I listen to and the books that I read and then the things that I watch, and then I try to put it all together, and then I say, okay, how does this include my experience? What did I learn from this today? How can I apply this and how can I get better? Now, I might fall 10,000 times. You heard me? I might fall 10,000 times, but I'm going to get back up 10,001, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it's number 2. I stopped caring. I stopped caring because, you know what? Let me tell you another thing. You know, people will try to Lauryn Hill said it best. And when I saw, she said, people will hold you hostage from the things that they don't believe, or the things that you did, or the things that you have not yet become in your life, and they will try to keep holding you down because, oh, you was always like this, or you can't get in. Oh, look at her, look at him. He don't know what he's doing. People will hold you in there, and they will tell you that, and then you start thinking, well, you know, maybe I can't because so and so said that, you know. Well, they is right, you know, they is true. I messed up again, you know, all this stuff. And they will literally pull you back down. How are you supposed to move? You're frozen. You're like literally paralyzed in what you've done in your past, or what you've done today, or what you did like 15 minutes ago. You will hold yourself back, or the other person will hold yourself back just to keep your mind in control. You got to break free literally from all of that stuff. And so you have to say no more. You have to speak life into yourself, and you have to release them in love, because it might take them 15 more years to get through. They might not even get through, you know, through or past what they need to get past. They might not learn what they need to learn, but you best believe that everything in life, you're going to keep going through that. We are going to keep going through experiences until we learn from them and grow from them. And then we move on to our next level. Last one, because I said this is going to be brief, and I'm always going over it. Last one is to take care of yourself. Pause for effect. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Now, from all the five points that I'm telling you, this is the most important. Take care of yourself. Why? You have one body. You have one house, physical. You have one mind, one heart, and nobody can take care of you like you can. My daddy did so much for so many people, my cousins, my friends, my co-workers, and I see it myself. I see it. I see the pain. I see the heaviness. I see the tiredness. I see people drugged out, like worn out, like, you know, I see the smile, but behind it is so visible. You know, even in the spiritual, even in the mental, you're like, man. And you say, yo, man, they look different. They look tired. They look worn out. You know, they done let themselves go. A lot of times, listen, it's because the 5 things we was hiding, we was caring about too much of what people said, we wasn't being true to ourselves, and we didn't release those people when we were supposed to, and we didn't take care of ourselves. Those, to me, that speak to me, were the things that get us so off track. And that is how those toxic people began to enter in. Just like anything toxic, it causes a dis-ease, a dysfunction, and later a disease. And when we talk about that, we can relate that to anything. And when we talk about people, when we talk about the emotionals and the motion that brings you up and down like a roller coaster, and it's so much that you're going through because you're trying to people please. You're trying to get approval. You're trying to make everything right. You're trying to sit pretty with them. You're trying to be sweet, whatever you want to call it. And at the end of the day, you back home. You sitting on your bed. You get, because if it's me, I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Was it really worth it? Should I really had, you know what I'm saying, like, got mad at myself because I asked this question? Should I really had, shut down when I wanted to say something? Should I really had gave everything I had instead of just keeping it for myself, instead of taking care of myself? Should I really had put on these huge events and knowing that people really didn't care about me? They just wanted to have my ideas and my talents and my X, Y, and Z so that they can turn it around and take it. Should I really have given my whole self? Should you really be giving everything you have and emptying your cup and not filling it up and not taking care of yourself? Should you really go around not doing your hair? Should I really skip workouts? Should I really say one thing and do the other? Should I really not be impeccable with my word? The 4 agreements. Another coach that we are reading in this book is talking about the 4 agreements and being impeccable with your word. When you're impeccable with your word, it's literally simultaneous with like taking care of yourself. You don't do anything that is against what you feel and what you believe. So when we are impeccable with our word is when we go above and beyond for other people, right? Well, let me say, when I go above, let me talk to myself, because ain't nobody agreeing. I ain't got no comment yet. Nobody ain't said nothing. So I don't know. Yeah, Posh. Yeah. But when I go above and beyond for somebody else, for other people, for other coworkers, for everything, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but what I'm saying is when you put yourself in a position that you're doing so much for so many other people, and you making a promise, you're gonna be there, okay, we need you here 4 o'clock sharp because we want you to do X, Y, and Z, and da 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 da. Yep, I'll be there. Okay, yep, I can do it. Yep. You know you don't have the resource. You know you can't do it. You know you don't want to see those people. Like you really know you don't want to. You're really like tired and you're ready to do something different. You're really like fed up, but you keep going back. You're really going against who you are. You're really sinning against yourself. Peccable, pecado. Pecado in Spanish, root word, Latin word, pecado is sin. Sin. You're sinning against yourself. You're draining your cup for somebody else. We drain our cups for so many people, hoping that we didn't gain another rank. And they don't care about you. At the end of the day, they don't care nothing about you. They got what they got. And you got what you got, which was stress, which was dis-ease, dysfunction, and hopefully we pray not disease. But if you got to just, get back up and do the things that you love so that, there's a reverse on all that. But the main thing we have to realize is when we drain ourselves, there's some other steps that's going to follow that. But when we feel ourselves and when we are impeccable with our word, that means that we're not going to do anything that is against what we believe. So if I say that I'm going to be impeccable with my word, that means that, prime example, let me be transparent. Okay, I need to teach some more class. I need to teach more fitness classes to make sure that I get my workout in, because I know if I gotta teach these fitness classes, I'm gonna have to push them, which is cool, but then I'm gonna have to push myself. So I'm gonna commit to, getting up at this time and going and teaching these classes every week. That makes me win because I'm committed to these people, right? So I'm committed to this group of people that's coming and showing up for me, but I'm not committed to myself. Instead of saying, okay, Tanisha, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do 25 push-ups, I'm going to do planks, I'm going to do burpees, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Because then, I can sleep in. Because I'm sleeping in on myself, there ain't nobody gonna know. You know what I'm saying? If I don't gotta do this and that, I'm in the comfort of my home. If I can go, downstairs and lift a few weights, boom, 5 weights, 2 push-ups, yeah, I worked out. No, that's pecado. That's sin. That is not being impeccable. That's not being true to myself. So me being transparent, me saying, you know what, if I'm going to commit to these people, when they see me, when the lights is off, when ain't nobody there, am I going to be true to myself? Am I going to change and say, you know what, I don't need nobody, if somebody's watching or not, Let me say what I'm going to say. Let me do what I'm going to do. Let me be who I'm going to be, and let me keep moving. But when I commit to somebody else to be able to get the results that I want, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, I'm giving people power over me. I'm giving people power, meaning that I'm putting more into the other person or the other group of people in order for me to keep my results going, in order for me to get the benefit that I need. When I could just say, no, this is what I'm doing at this time, at this date, at this hour, this is what's going to be done. And I don't have to have necessarily a group of people that I got to be there to motivate, to push, when I can just go ahead and sit back and say, yo, this is my, and I go and of course I check in with an accountability partner. You got to have accountability. You can't just go in life and think that you can do it on your own, because you can't do everything on your own. A wise soul once said, if you want to go far, go with people. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. So you choose. I know that I chose. And I said, look, I have to have a group. I have to have a mentor. I got to have advisors. I got to have coaches. I got to have people that say, Tanisha, look, you ain't that sweet. You don't know what you're doing. You need to change this up. You need to get this right. And that's what gets me on my path to say, okay, I bite my tongue. I bite my lip, and like, you know what? At the end of the day, that's so true. I gotta get myself together. I'm not good in these areas. I'm not the best at. I got a whole lot of work to do in like 12 areas in my life. But guess what? I'm about to still keep moving, and every day I get better and better in every way. And that's what we have to say to ourselves. Every day we get better and better in every way. Why would we say the opposite? Why would we say something negative? Do you want those negative things to keep happening? Or do you want to speak life? Or do you want to write down the vision, make it plain so that you can see and run with it? And you may not be able to run with it today, next week, or next month, but it's written, and you write it and you read it every day. And then those words begin to be embedded and ingrained in your mind. And then one day it will happen with work, with prayer, with meditation, with connecting with people, the right people, the right people that have your best interests in mind. When you take care of yourself, you're going to find those people, the right people that are going to help you, that are going to love your flaws, that are going to help you in good, bad, and different situations, that are going to tell you when you're wrong, because you don't need your friends telling you, the things that you're going to do, because they'll let you slip up. Oh yeah, well, you was tired. Well, you did do a lot yesterday, so you should sleep in. Well, you do some. No, sometimes, yeah, it's a time to rest. It's a time to do all that. But sometimes, when you're taking care of yourself, you have to have people in your corner that's going to push you to your limits and keep you going. And then sometimes you're going to have to sit back and say, yo, let me turn off this TV. Let me turn off this computer. Let me shut down, because you got to get in tuned. And a lot of times I know it's important to go. I know it's important to no days off. But guess what? No days off for me means no days off in my mental, no days off in my spiritual, no days off in my word, no days off going back into meditation. Because if you're not right within, Lauren, how you gonna win when you ain't right within? How you gonna win when you win? You know what I'm saying? So we have to actually dig deep, take care of ourselves. If that's just giving a friend a phone call, giving your grandparent, deep breathing. That's important. Stretching, yoga, reading your Bible, praying, going to church. If it's aromatherapy, if it's color therapy, if it's if it's working out, if it's making a dish, if it's having a bunch of people over, if it's just sitting in a room, just being still and quiet and letting God speak to you. Whatever you're taking care of yourself, if it's a pedicure, whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen, we have got to take care of ourselves. We have got to take care of it. It's literally time out. There's a lot of things going on. People getting sick. People, just so much. And we have to. And the reason why we have to release that is because it'll literally weigh us down. Dis-ease, dysfunction, disease. But when we are at peace, we're in love, we do the things that we love to do. We get sun. You laugh, you smile for no reason. You give people compliments. You just in good spirits. Even when things are not going right. Remember, if you have a negative thought, you pull and reach for a healthy thought. If you're in a situation where some people are talking negative about somebody, you're just like, you hit and then you switch. You hit and like, oh, for real, but what about the good thing that they did? Or, and you just switch the conversation. Because sometimes you're in a situation where you can't leave, but you can control what you're going to think about. You probably can't put in a whole different topic, or, you know what I mean? Or you can just kind of, scoot your way to the side, like, oh, I ain't getting into that, not today, whatever it is. But we have to protect our mind. We have to protect our heart. We have to protect our soul. We have to protect our spirit. We have to pray. And we have to pray, y'all. We have to pray nonstop. We have to meditate. And we have to remember that a lot of people are going through things. A lot of people are at different stages and different levels where they might be the person that's been causing the chaos. They might be the person that want to change. And we have to give them that space to do it. Or, you know what I mean? We might be the people that need that extra love, that extra care, that extra support, and we may not have it. But if we go deep inside, everything is there. If we go deep inside of us and we love ourselves and we tell ourselves good things, eventually we will get there. And it might take the next day, the next month, the next week, but it will happen. Tell yourself, read the mind. You win and you lose in your mind. Your mind is powerful. Your mind is healing. Your mind is beautiful. Think of positive thoughts. You got that cassette tape. You know what I'm saying? It says something I read, and I'm gonna let y'all go because I loved it. But I'm actually, before I say that, I'm doing these live videos because I'm moving towards more speaking and doing more speaking engagements in both language, in both Spanish and English. And I even though I don't have a lot of interaction, I would love for you guys to interact, or if there's anything that you want to say, I would love for you guys to post it. But what I do want to say is the reason why it's so important that I think I lost my train of thought. But one of the things I did want to say is because I want to connect more. But the most important reason that I think it's so important that we take care of ourselves and release, and because there's people that are going through so many things, is what I was saying. And once we realize that everybody's on their own journey, everybody's manifesting things in different ways, if we let go, if we just take a step back and we breathe and we think about our thoughts, this is what I wanted to say. There was something that I read, because we really have to think about our thoughts. It says that every day, it was studies shown that people think over 88,000 or something, more than 1,000, more than 10,000, thoughts. So it was 80, something in the 80s, negative thoughts. And I'm like, well, how can the mind, 80,000, you know what I'm saying? Even 10,000, even 100, but it does. I mean, if we thought about really what we think, if we think about literally what we're thinking about and try to capture every word and pull it down, you know what I mean? And level it up with, with the word of God, or, you know what I'm saying? Just making sure that you reject those negative thoughts and you replace it with a positive one. We have to think about this stuff is real. You win or you lose in your mind. And when you social cleanse, it deals with the mind because it's what you're letting in. And so when we are cognizant and we are mindful, and literally when I say mindful, it's a moment by moment mindfulness of who we're communicating and how we're communicating and how we're letting TV, media, people, friends, relationships impact our lives, and what are the things that we can do about it, how are the things that we can change that, is going to be the absolute game changer going forward. And I want to leave you with this. Everyone is going through something. Be kind to everyone you meet, because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what type of healing, a type of love, a type of peace, a type of joy, inspiration, the power, resilience, just your spirit, just your presence, just your energy, just you speaking to a person can bring relief, because some people just need a word of encouragement that's been causing you all that havoc. And then that'll change. Some people just need to be told, I don't like when you do that. Some people just need to be, let go. And you have to be okay with all those things. But whatever it is, releasing, letting them go, and taking care of yourself, and running into this new year with a positive mind, with a prayerful mind, and with a mind of love, peace, joy, laughter, smiles, forgiveness, strength, resilience, and God. You're going to be able to tread over lions and serpents, and the young lions and adders. You're going to be able to do all of that. God is with us. God is with you. But we have to remember that we win and we lose in our mind, and that you are powerful. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You are incredible. So let the people go that need to go. Cut off the people that need to be cut off, and take care of yourself with a smile. Thanks you all for tuning in. Thank you for the replayers. I hope that this was beneficial. If it was, give it a like, share, thumbs up, and catch the replay. Have a beautiful day. Morning, noon, night. Smile.